The Last Stand on the Volga, February 1st, 1943, northern Stalingrad, near the grain elevator. The wind was sharp enough to cut flesh. Ash and snow drifted together across the ruins, erasing where streets once were. German soldiers no longer fought for victory, only for another hour of breathing. Corporal Bauer sat beside the shattered wall of the grain elevator, his rifle frozen solid in his hands. Around him lay what was left of his platoon, 15 men reduced to 4. Their eyes were hollow, their cheeks sunken. None had eaten in days. He looked across the white expanse where the Volga River shimmered in the distance, a frozen band beneath the gunmetal sky. For weeks he had watched that river come alive, black dots crossing in endless waves, men and tanks and supplies that never seemed to stop. It had once been the Germans' line of safety. Now it was the artery of their destruction. Overhead, a Soviet Il-2 Sturmovik screamed low, firing its cannons into the streets below. Snow and dust erupted around the Germans' position. One of Bauer's men tried to return fire with an MG-34, but the weapon jammed. Bauer pulled him down. "It's no use," he said, voice cracking. "They have everything. We have nothing." Moments later, a Soviet loudspeaker crackled through the storm, a woman's voice, calm, cold, certain. "German soldiers, lay down your weapons. Your commander has surrendered. The Volga is ours." The men froze. "Lies," muttered one, shaking his head. But then, in the distance they heard it, the rumble of tanks, not German, but Soviet, rolling closer through the snow. Bauer peered over the rubble. Red banners fluttered through the haze. Soviet infantry advanced methodically, weapons ready, eyes hard. He lowered his rifle slowly. For the first time in months, the battlefield was quiet enough to hear the river, the faint groan of ice shifting beneath the weight of victory. Later that day, the 6th Army formally capitulated. Over 90,000 survivors were marched east across that same frozen river, the river they had once called uncrossable. As Bauer stepped onto the ice, his boots creaking under him, he looked back toward the city, a gray skeleton rising from the snow. In the far distance, Soviet flags waved from the highest ruins, red against the white sky. He whispered to himself, half in awe, half in surrender. The Volga was never frozen. It was waiting, and with that, he disappeared into the white horizon, one of thousands swallowed by the land they had come to conquer.